les barbus. Bienvenue sur Calais. On se retrouve après une bonne grosse semaine d'absence, pas de live, avec le mondial. Je suis un tout petit peu moins disponible. C'est bientôt fini d'ailleurs. Encore samedi et dimanche. Et après, on espère être là un peu plus souvent. On va commencer ce soir sur un petit jeu sur un jeu auquel on avait commencé à jouer fin juin. Là, c'était Vampire. On a déjà un peu avancé dans le jeu. On va continuer un petit peu l'histoire et puis en fonction de ça, on passera peut-être sur LoL ou sur autre chose plus tard dans la soirée. En attendant, on commence avec Vampire. Donc je rappelle, en fait, on est un vampire et on est en même temps un médecin. Alors qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Apporter le médicament à Dorothy Crane dans la chambre du patient et rapporter le portefeuille à son propriétaire. Allez,
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. Ouais, et ça marche. Je me rappelle un peu aussi quelles sont les combinaisons de. Je suis sur League of Legends, ça alors que je n'étais pas sur League of Legends. Voyons. Date information. Je n'étais pas sur League of Legends. Updated. Porta. Dr. Swansea. Et apparemment on peut pas l'embêter lui.
I cannot enter.
Il y a un étage. Semble-t-il on peut pas trop aller où on veut.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
J'aime beaucoup le
Centuries of unholy life can have strange
accent anglais
effects
comme
on
ça.
one's minds, you see?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your
Mistress of the Dark.
activities.
To your internal.
And what of my afterlife?
Alors, du coup, je vais apporter un médoc. Ok. Alors, hop. La sensibilité. Parce que là, j'ai l'impression qu'elle est super... sensibilité. Oh, j'ai déjà vachement baissé. Prevent disease, careless spitting, sneezing, coughing, spread influenza, spread by droplets sprayed from nose and throat. Okay. Due to the influenza, this hospital can no longer take any patient. Hospital full, please go back home. Allez mourir à la maison, s'il vous plaît, ouais. Alors. Est-ce qu'il y a moyen qu'il marche, en fait, plutôt que...
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, I did.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Les maladies font baisser la qualité du sang des citoyens soignés avec les bons médicaments. Parlez aux patients dans la pièce située derrière le routier.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer.
Mortimer Gosway. Appuyez sur pour l'état de santé citoyen. Soigner un citoyen améliorer sa qualité du sang, c'est que la situation sanitaire du quartier. On gagne des points d'expérience.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reed, but you've done enough already. The rest is up to me now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir.
Probably.
Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate
Ouais,
to contact
du coup...
me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Doctor.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doctor. But I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived.
Madden.
But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not
Oh.
especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Ouh, suicide. Voyons toute l'efficacité du Pembroke. Hey, Kélinou, salut à toi, merci pour ton sub. Coucou, comment tu vas? Welcome! Un resub. 10 mois.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to
Comme tu
secure
vas
a
remarquer,
bed
je
for
ne
my
suis
son
pas
with
sur
the
LOL.
epidemic. It was a relief.
Moi,
It wasn't cheap.
ça passe, hein.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes.
Ça
But
passe,
I
c'est un
paid
truc de
without
ouf.
question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
I'm alright.
Are you really that rich?
Time with me.
Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Goodbye, my lover. Okay.
I will not
Good
let you
evening,
down,
sir.
my boy.
Doctor.
So many deaths. Still more coming. How can we be sure we're making a difference? Reads me like a book. Never forget.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see.
Il me fait penser un
Would
peu
you
à la
mind
voix
telling me
de
more about your
que
situation?
je jouais
I'm
dans
Harvey
les.
Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Ça s'appelle. Ah, les vampires dans la série, je sais pas trop là.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Bon. Eh bien. On va retourner voir.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart. I'm managing a train.
Je sais même plus à qui il faut que je ramène mon. Portefeuille. Ah,
Please, Jonathan, come in.
come in, please.
Fascinating, is it not?
Comment tu vas sinon
In the last decade,
Guéris-nous.
so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all
Ah ouais.
so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most
ouais.
eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Ok.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please.
Alors étonné.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Ok, c'est la mécène de l'hôpital. Une nouvelle procédure chirurgicale pourrait entièrement sauver le bras. Je pense qu'elle a un bras qu'elle pourrait également faire empirer son état et des complications. Alors, il y a encore une petite lettre là, j'ai l'impression. Chers, avec plaisir que je m'occuperai de la morgue temporaire d'un instant où elle sera ouverte. Bon, on a tellement vite s'occuper d'une morgue. Comme je vous l'ai déjà dit, j'ai été médecin durant la guerre et avec plaisir que je me servirai mon pays une fois de plus. Je me rends bien compte que c'est pas la même chose d'être médecin pour les morts que pour les vivants. Oui, c'est vrai, c'est moins chier. Mais je pense qu'il est important d'accueillir et de bien prendre soin de ceux qui ne sont plus parmi nous. Et assurer que je ferai de mon mieux pour bien nouvelle tâche. En ce qui concerne la question de mes qualifications, je suis désolé de n'avoir rien à vous fournir de plus officiel que ma parole. Je vous promets que mon régiment a fait de moi un véritable médecin pendant la guerre. Ma parole ne vous suffit pas, vous pouvez contacter l'administration militaire afin de vérifier mon expérience et mes compétences. Ils confirmeront que, même si je n'ai jamais suivi d'études de médecine, la guerre m'a appris ce qu'un médecin a vraiment besoin de savoir. Ok. Nommé médecin militaire par erreur. C'est quand même pas mal ça. Hein. Si on pouvait me nommer patron de mon entreprise par erreur, je pourrais être aussi content. Avec le salaire et tout. Tout ça. La mécène, à mon avis, elle doit traîner dehors. Oh, la porte. Salut à tous ceux qui viennent d'arriver, bienvenue sur Calais et chez les barbus. On s'installe tranquillement. Je sais plus qui je devrais ramener. Ça doit être elle.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Flu.
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Oui.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
Salut, prototype 42. Comment tu vas? Bienvenue.
Before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
J'adore ça.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine. Doc.
La 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 la.
To answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions.
Ça va bien, ça va bien.
Matter first. Swansea has explained. My
Bonsoir,
if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks.
C'est pas les vacances, mais on fait comme si.
I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows
Oui,
greedy.
oui, 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 oui.
I must refuse his most.
Et pour certains, c'est la fin des vacances.
Please continue. Every detail is essential.
I'm here.
Oh. My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Ouais, à moitié.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Alors,
you are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion.
Ah oui.
It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Bon. Très bien. Eh bien voilà. Lui, il est en train d'agoniser.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determined.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
L'autre là derrière qui tourne. Je suis coincé, j'arrive pas à passer par-dessus un morceau de papier qui traîne par terre. Rien à me dire.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But
Ouais,
during
c'est ça.
this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, She would be a damn fine practitioner.
Si c'est un homme, elle pourrait faire un médecin. C'est-à-dire qu'en tant que femme, elle n'a pas le droit. Vive la condition de la femme.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Ah oui.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Bye, my lover. Bon.
We must prove what we are capable of.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir.
Pourquoi tu me regardes pas quand tu me parles?
Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Have you heard rumors of anything underhand going on here at the hospital?
Leur faire payer les gens. Never.
Have you heard rumors of anything underhand going on here at the hospital?
No, Doctor. Never.
Rien de spécial en fait. Juste pour le plaisir de jouer à la roulette.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially
Pourquoi elle me regarde pas dans les yeux?
These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Non. C'est des cagoldes.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift.
C'est ça.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's.
Ils sont des sens tous les deux, quoi.
If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Okay. Salut, Woozy. Eh ben non. Les gold, c'est juste pour le plaisir. Bits, par contre, c'est des bits. Des bits, c'est des sous. Alors... Bon. Je pense que si je lui repose la question, elle va me dire non, jamais, jamais.
No, doctor.
Nada.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Call me if you need assistance.
Comment vas-tu, Woozy? Moi, ça va bien, tranquillement. Je suis un vampire. On lui a déjà causé à lui. Parler à Harriet dans l'hôpital.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Alors, c'est quoi, comment se fait... En fait, c'est un jeu... Un jeu de rôle, j'ai envie de dire, quoi, où t'incarnes donc le Dr. Reed, là, que, ouais,
I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous.
qui est en fait un vampire dans un espèce de Londres un peu décalé, quoi. Il y a des vampires. Voilà. C'est... J'ai plutôt accroché au début du jeu, là. Pas mal cette ambiance, quoi. Donc en gros, t'as des missions, tu vas mener ton enquête, tu vas parler... Il vient du temps?
Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Non, non, en fait, ça se passe à une certaine époque. Le docteur, il est de cette époque aussi, là. C'est juste que... il a été mordu par un vampire et en fait, ben, il est devenu vampire malgré lui. Et puis maintenant, il est en train de suivre des enquêtes. Il a des compétences, il apprend à créer des médicaments qu'il utilise pour soigner les gens. Il récupère des indices en discutant avec des citoyens qui permettent de donner de l'expérience, qui permettent d'augmenter certaines compétences. Genre, voilà, t'as une espèce de map avec des choses à faire par rapport aux gens que tu rencontres et avec qui tu interagis. T'as un équipement avec des sorts que tu peux utiliser, que tu fais évoluer. Voilà, par exemple, autophagie. Comment on fait pour les... Hop, où est-ce qu'il est l'arbre de talent? Ça fait des gens, ça fait des gens. Quête, personnage. Inventaire. Et ainsi de suite. Ouais, c'est ça, en fait, c'est une espèce d'arbre de talent, tu vois, et puis avec un certain niveau d'expérience, tu peux faire évoluer tes différents, on va dire, sorts, par exemple, et choisir après de partir dans une branche ou d'une autre, et encore que là, c'est qu'un élément de branche. Je sais pas comment on fait pour afficher de nouveau tous les comment on fait pour afficher? Merde. Donc sous-titres, jouabilité, non c'est pas ça. Configuration des touches. Compétences, team. Menu, fiche d'identité, ouvrir la carte, menu mission, l'inventaire. Niveau de charge. Identité. Mission. Ah, putain. Ouais. Et là, ça, je pense, le moment où j'ai la possibilité de dévancer de quoi encore de l'expérience. Et donc voilà, en gros, tu es confronté à des espèces de... C'est même pas des vampires, c'est des espèces de mutants de quelque chose, je sais pas trop quoi, qui sont agressifs. Et c'est pas facile, c'est pas genre... tu joues le monde facilement, quoi. Si tu fais pas gaffe, t'as vite fait d'être mort. Hein. Bon ben on va aller à 2 mètres. Hein. À mon avis. Ouais, il est un peu... Enfin, c'est pas évident. Hein. Alors, mademoiselle. Ah, c'est pas elle. C'est fermé.
It's locked.
It's locked. Ouais. C'est où? C'est en bas ou quoi? Donc, tu récupères des objets dans ton inventaire. Tu peux combiner entre eux pour faire des potions ou améliorer des objets, etc. etc. Ah, une munition. Mais j'ai un doute, peut-être qu'il va y sortir, quoi. So, brain, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Pas? Voilà.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
En fait, il y a des gens que tu vas bouffer, et puis il y a des gens que tu vas aider. En fait, il n'y avait pas le vampire méchant, quoi.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
Ouais, une espèce d'épidémie, ouais, qui gagne Londres.
You are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pet
Ouais, bon, là, tu vois, je peux pas la bouffer, elle, quoi. Enfin, je peux la charmer, dans certains cas, mais apparemment, là, je peux pas la charmer. Elle est en niveau 1 et elle est en niveau 3, donc...
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse?
Allez.
What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Ah, une petite pause. Et me revoilà.
What's that do? What's that do? This isn't even my neighborhood.
Don't worry, we're safe. No one is here. Relax.
Mhm.
There's safer places to be than here. Sir! Step away now! He's mine! I'll take it!
Là.
Fuck, it's fast!
C'est pas plus
Die, vermin!
Ah, je sais plus comment faire. Hmm. Hop là. C'est...
Watch yourselves! There's one of them! Burn, vermin! Die, vermin!
Ah, mais je... ça vient du fait. Pas la bonne arme. We will try again.
It's one of them!
Oh. Ah, je vais mourir. Hop, hop, hop. Ah là là. Pourquoi? Normalement, je devrais pouvoir sauter à la gorge, là. Tellement qu'on peut... Parade. Là, du coup, j'ai quoi? Pour l'imputation. Une grande lame. C'est pas... Plus ça, en fait, ça me casse les... Et... Je sais juste plus comment on fait pour lancer une morsure.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! It's down! Finish it.
Un truc, mais rien de très intéressant. Je sais pas comment on fait pour mordre quelqu'un. Ah bah attends. Main gauche. Voilà, c'est ça que je veux dire, quoi. D'avoir du sang, quoi. Ah.
Filthy piece of shit! Christ! He's dead!
Heureux. Ok. Ah, il y a un stral sauvage, voilà. Je sais pas où il est. Ah. Je peux pas l'atteindre. Il me semble pas descendre sur le quai. Ah, je peux pas descendre. Je sais pas. Là, je peux pas descendre. Ouais, du coup, je vais pouvoir faire du... Pour 21h. C'est pour ça que j'ai été attaqué d'ailleurs, parce que c'est plus de 21h.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman. Are you deaf?
Il y a du monde un peu partout, en fait.
I cannot enter.
Die, vermin! Finish it!
Ok. Là, je peux descendre sur les quais.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both
C'est la barre en haut, verte.
We were en route for the hospital, but...
How long have you...
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Les personnes se promènent un peu. Ah oui, il faut que je me repose pour évoluer, c'est vrai. Faut que j'aille au lit. C'est ce qui fait que je peux évoluer mes sorts. Je me rappelle. Plissmon, est-ce que le chat est toujours indisponible sur League of Legends? Le chat en fait est indisponible sur LoL, en tout cas en début de soirée. On voit pas les gens qui sont connectés, etc. etc.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Ouf. Bravo. Ouais, sur mobile, mais tu vois les gens connectés, t'as accès au chat et tout? Ah ok. Et bien dans ce cas-là, on va essayer de passer sur le... Alors, je sais pas comment faire. Regardez. Ah bah. Let's go! Healthy. Et le client et le relancer. Ah non, on arrive, c'est temporaire. Unfortunately. Alors, un truc étrange. Que je ne peux même pas lancer le client. Original. Pourquoi donc? Perdu 30 kilos. Pourquoi? Pourquoi ça fait ça? Génial, j'adore. Moi aussi. Bon, c'est un client à la retraite. Ouais, mais non. Bon, bah, j'ai l'impression que c'est pas le choix que de... Ah, ouais, non, ouais, j'ai pas le choix. Je vais devoir redémarrer ma machine. Donc, il dit redémarrer, il dit fais le live. Ah, je reviens.